before. I looked to see if there was juice, but I didn't look to see if it was full.
Okay, now it's working.
Okay. A vegetative arrangement. A design where materials are used according to their natural growth, right, very important. The materials should be selected from the same growing season and habit. So we're going to do spring, so you've got to choose all your spring flowers and use them as they would grow. Quite often they say it's like a little landscape design. So, you know, perhaps similar to our parallel that we did last week, right? So you've got the flowers growing as they would grow in their natural environment. So no daffodils, which are cut really short. Vegetative arrangement should not contain materials that have been manipulated in any way. Heights within the design are representative of natural growing condition, with the tallest growing being the tallest in the design. Designs can incorporate accessories, so it could be stones and bark, etc. Okay? So you could either do this on a posy pad or a wreath. Are lovely to work with. So I've started using ivy, because ivy quite often grows on the ground, and that would be a nice thing to cover the base with. So I've layered it as well, and you know, and use it as in groups, as I say, as we did with our parallel. Yes.
The big ivies.
Yeah, they are. Covers it quickly, doesn't it?
Doesn't look like an ivy though.
Yeah, it's the tree ivy, isn't it, when it gets its berries. And you've got one here that's got a little bit of yellow in it. And I have used some of the Gaelics again, just because in its natural growing season it would grow low, although it does actually come from America.
Mm. Does that matter? Well, it's a different.
Really, it does really, but yeah, just so that I want to sort of cover it a little bit. A nice thing to use is moss. Yeah? So I'm going to pin that on. I've wet it so that it takes up to the end, and it's quite green as well.
Comes up nice with it.
Yeah? So little clumps of that, which I'm going to wire in. Right, so to get my height, actually I've got a bit of compressors here. Give myself a little bit more different texture. So I'm going to use that higher because you don't usually see that on the ground. And I'm going to use it in like a little clump.
Trees.
And I see I've got some eucalyptus here. So that grows taller, so let's use that.
So you look at the straight bits, not bendy bits.
I could have it coming over, as if it's like a little landscape. It's like little groups. Can you see? So it is quite like our parallel, isn't it? And then we've got some pussy willow, which is nice. I use this
It's higher.
for my height. Yeah.
They're higher.
Lovely.
When you're using the knife, I scared.
Yeah, we had an accident the other evening when somebody was trying to
Oh
use a knife.
no.
I'm keeping away from the knife. Just after my finger.
And I can hold the scissors in my hands and do me work at the same time, so I've kind of mastered that bit.
One step at a time, eh? Yeah? And,
So that's really what you call a natural
yeah,
looking
yeah.
bit.
So also you could perhaps use some water in these designs. So you could put it perhaps in a glass dish, yeah, and have some water in there, because you know, so it looks like a little landscape.
In a glass dish?
Mm.
How would you do it in a glass dish?
So you could
Under
like
foliage.
like a round, and then put your oasis, but have water
Okay,
in there.
yeah, okay.
Pretty. Yeah. So sort of balanced each side. What's
Now
this
that's
called?
my favourite,
What's
but
this
I can't
called?
remember what it's
One,
called.
two,
I don't. 'cause-
sword.
Sword.
No, it's like
That's not.
So-
I've got to explain that.
Learn of Persian, foxtail.
Foxtail.
Yeah.
It's Eremuris. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it grows quite long in the garden. I mean, it should really be
It's a
up here.
beauty though.
Yeah,
It just
they're
doesn't grow
lovely for
straight.
contract work, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. So daffodils.
You always have them in the woodlands.
Yeah, lovely. They're lovely. Well, they're nearly finished, aren't they?
Yep. Coming out to its season.
So again, I'll put them in like in a little group. Perhaps another little group here. All right. So this is what I say. You wouldn't use it down here.
No.
You've got to use its stems up there.
So we got no bluebells.
Yeah, but there is some iris if you wanted to use some of those. Right, but as I say, it's just lovely to use, like, you know, so it looks like a spring garden. And again, it'll look nice at Easter, won't it?
And different as well.
Mm-hmm.
Different.
So tulips. So you could use some of these tulips. Do you see why I like using a wreath for this? Yeah. Because it's nice, isn't it? You could imagine this on a table or something. Yeah.
I won't put the foxtail in the middle.
Yeah. I just used it just to show you.
Now that I've got to say foxtail, I can't remember its bloody name now.
This is Eremuris.
Eri. No, just go on your pen, girl.
Yeah.
Eri.
You get any idea there?
You.
What we do tend to cheat on is actually it's nice to have perhaps some of the carnations, but don't use them just for another texture. And you would have like little Doris pinks a bit further down, but they are a little bit out of the season, aren't they?
Not carnations. Are they?
Yeah, they're really more sort of a summer in their proper season. I think that's the trouble, isn't it? We've lost our seasons. Perhaps a bit of fern at the bottom. You could perhaps put some stones in here. Bark at the bottom. Yeah. Oh, pretty. You know what this is?
Yeah.
Mint!
So mint. So I think we've found
Stick it in a
that.
drink. Alcoholic drink.
Drink tonic.
No. Alcoholic. You've got
So
Spanish-
it would
Spanish
smell nice, but again, it is a little bit out of season, isn't it? Because you wouldn't find mint like this in your garden. You'll be able to pick it in your.
In the winter.
So you only really have it like this in the summer, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so really, now I've just got to make the bottom interesting. And say, put me bits of moss in. I'm going to go and get some bark. All right. So if I finish that off, yeah, while you have your break, and I'll show you.
Right,